Hello everyone, this is Ambarish and you are watching EduSharp. Report writing is an important skill that is required for a successful career. We are required to submit a report during our academics for the projects which are assigned to us. And not only in our academics, in fact, during our jobs too, we are required to submit reports to our top management. In our companies, when we start working for a company, during our jobs, we are given some kind of organizational issues, and very frequently top management asks us to submit a report on the given organizational issue. And therefore, report writing becomes necessary skill which we all should know for a successful career. So in this video today we are going to discuss about report writing. In the beginning of the video, we shall be talking about what is a report, what are different types of report, what is the structure of a report, and what are the basic steps that you should follow in order to write an effective report. Let us first start with the definition. A report is basically a result of an investigation done on a particular issue. You are given an issue or a problem statement and you are required to do an investigation on that issue and provide some recommendations in order to resolve that issue. A good report is clear, concise and structured in manner. It has a target audience and a purpose. Reports are not like essays. Reports are highly informative in nature, whereas essays are argumentative in nature. Let us understand it with the help of an example. Let's suppose that you are required to write a report on the topic dispute between Russia and Ukraine. And the next requirement is that you are required to write an essay on the topic dispute between Russia and Ukraine. What are you going to do? Are you going to submit a same piece of paper for both the requirements? If yes, then you are traveling in a wrong train. The answer for both the questions will not be same. A report will include deep, detailed information about the dispute between Russia and Ukraine. You can include the stance of Russia, stance of Ukraine. You can also talk about why NATO is involved, why America is involved, what will be the impact of war if it happens on the world. These all things you can include in a report. But if you are writing essay on the same topic, you will be basically taking a position on the topic. You will be either talking in favor of Russia or in favor of America or Ukraine. In any case, you will have to take a position in an essay and prove your position with the help of evidences. So this is the basic difference between essay and reports. Now, what are the different types of reports? There are different types of reports depending upon the issue that is being analyzed and the target audience. The main types of reports are academic reports, business reports, and scientific reports. Now, what are these types? Let's understand it briefly. Academic reports. Academic reports are those reports which are submitted by students in their colleges. For example, when your lecturer assigns you a project and creates a group of 4 or 5 students, you are required to analyze the given topic, do some research on that, and then submit a report for the final grades. That is an academic report. Now, what is a business report? A business report is a report where the report writer is basically analyzing the business issue and presenting some recommendations in order to solve that business issue. For example, let's say if a company is facing some challenges in its marketing strategy, then you can be assigned to write a report recommending what can be the alternative marketing strategies for the company. Scientific reports. Scientific reports are those reports which are written on the basis of the scientific experiments done and the data gathered from those experiments, and then analysis of that data is done. So these are 3 different types of reports. Apart from it, there could be other types of reports as well, but mainly these are the 3 basic types of reports. Now, since we have understood what is a report, what are the different types of reports, let's understand what is the basic structure of a report. The structure of a report is not very complex, it's very simple, and almost all the reports are of similar structure. They may differ on the basis of the requirement, but the overall structure of the report will remain same. The basic structure of a report mainly includes a cover page, then an executive summary, after that a table of content, then introduction, and then comes the main body of the report, and after that conclusion and recommendations, and at the end you provide references or bibliography, and finally you provide appendices. Let's understand each of these sections briefly. Cover page. On the cover page you provide the title of the report. At the same time the author's name is also mentioned, date is mentioned, and in some cases in the footnote purpose of the report is also mentioned on the cover page. Executive summary. Executive summary is basically a small paragraph before the table of content which talks about the main findings of the report, so that when the reader reads your report he can understand what he is going to expect from the report. So basically executive summary is written at the last and the end of the report, because you have to mention what are the different findings of the reports. Obviously once you have written the report, then only you can mention what are the different findings. After executive summary comes the table of content. Why table of content is required? Because in a report, if the reader is interested in any specific section of the report, he or she will be able to directly reach to that particular section, and that is why table of content is very necessary. In some cases, table of figures is also given. After TOC, you start your report with introduction. In introduction, you will be mainly talking about the topic given to you, and you will be mentioning your thesis statement. Not only the thesis statement, but also you can explain the key terms of the topic. Along with that, you will be mainly talking about the outline of the report in your introduction. Once the introduction is finished, then comes the main report, which is main body of the report. Here you can have different headings and subheadings, and you mainly talk about the different aspects of the topic that you have chosen. Main body of the report can include literature review, research methodology, discussion and analysis, and findings. Main body of the report is the longest part of the report, and it is the main part where if the reader wants to go in detail, he or she will be reading this part of the report. After the main body, then comes the conclusion. Here you summarize what you have found during your discussion in the main body. Here you can also present your own opinion. Just remember that you should not bring anything new in the conclusion part. After conclusion, then comes the recommendations part. In recommendations, basically you provide the different alternatives which are available in order to resolve the issue that you have investigated in the report. In some cases, you will find that conclusion and recommendations are written together. So there is no issue, but conclusion and recommendations are at the end of the report. Once the conclusion and recommendations are done, then you provide the different sources from where you have taken the data and information. Here you provide the list of references, or we can say bibliography. In some reports, after the list of references or bibliography, appendices is also given. In appendix, you basically provide the source or the data which you have referred above in your report. So this is the basic structure of the report. First you provide a cover page, then an executive summary, then table of content, then introduction, main body, conclusion and recommendations, then references, and after that appendix. But you must remember that in order to write a good report, you should use different headings, subheadings, page numbering is important, and running head is also important. So you should include all these things in your report. Apart from this, you should also try to include different charts, diagrams, tables in order to make your report rich with the content. Now in the final part of the video, we will be talking about this step-by-step guide of how to write a good report. This is basically a 7-step guide which will talk about how to write an effective report. Step 1. Choose your topic. You should choose your topic perfectly. You need to be very careful while choosing a topic. In some of the cases, your lecturer or professor will already provide you the topic so that you don't have to choose a topic. But normally, lecturers give you a broad subject area and ask you to choose a topic on yourself. In that case, you need to be very careful. You can choose your topic on the basis of 2 parameters. Parameter 1. You should choose only those topics or the companies or the areas about which you are sure that enough information is available on the internet. Parameter 2. You should choose the topics in which you have interest or you are familiar with the topic. Of course, While choosing the topic, you have to ensure that your topic is aligned with the requirement that is assigned to you by your lecturer. Step 2. Do your research. Once you have decided the topic, then you need to go and do some research on the topic that you have chosen. You need to be very smart in order to do the research. You should know what are the keywords that you need to use in order to get information from the internet. Not only this, you should also ensure that the data and information that you are taking are from the authentic sources of information. If possible, you should also keep your class material with you so that you know what are the different theories and concepts which are taught to you in your class so that you can base your research on those theories. Step 3. Create your own thesis statement. See, while writing a report, we have to ensure that we have decided our direction of the topic. It is not possible that you know everything about the topic. So once you have done research, you have read a lot of information, you know in which direction you need to go. So accordingly, you can create your own thesis statement. A thesis statement basically is the main idea of the topic that you are going to investigate. You should include this thesis statement in your introduction as well as in your executive summary. Once your thesis statement is prepared, then comes the fourth step, which is prepare an outline. For me, this is the most important part of report writing. I have seen many candidates who do not take this step seriously while writing a report because they believe that this is just a waste of time and it is not going to add anything to their report. But believe me, without a proper outline, you will not be able to be on the right track while writing the report. A report is of a bigger length, maybe 2000 words, 3000 words, 5000 words, 10,000 words, and therefore you should have a proper outline, that is what you are going to write step by step. Not only this, with the help of an outline, you can also decide the length of the different sections of the report. An outline helps you in not missing any important thing. Trust me, without a proper outline, it is not possible to be on the right track while writing the report. Not only for report, in fact for any kind of writing, it is important to have an outline. With the help of outline, you can also distribute the word count in different sections. As per the importance of the sections, you can divide the word count of the total report. Now, from step 1 to step 4, basically it is about planning the report. In step 1, you choose the topic. In step 2, you do some research and understand the direction in which you need to go. In step 3, you create your thesis statement. And in step 4, you basically prepare an outline of the report. So this is all about planning the report. Now once you have planned the report, then comes the execution part. Means step 5 is basically start writing the report. Step 5 is writing the first draft of the report, and it is the most time consuming part of the report. Here you put all the information that you have gathered from different sources at one place, and you ensure that the information is in the right direction and in the proper flow. The information that you have collected from different sources, you put it in your own words, and here outline helps you a lot in not missing the right track of the report. One point that you need to consider here while writing the first draft of the report is that here you should not be concerned about writing the first draft in a perfect manner. Why? Because you have read a lot of information from different sources and you are bringing all the information together at one place in one flow, and therefore it is possible that you may make some mistakes. Once your first draft of the report is ready, you can take a small break before the next step. But do not take a break in this video. It is about to end, so stay tuned. Step 6. Revisit your first draft and edit it. Now, why did I ask you to take a small break after step 5? Because you have done a lot of research, you have taken information from different sources and brought everything together at one place. So it is possible that you have missed something, or you might have added something which is not very relevant to your topic. So this is the time when you go to your first draft and see what is the thing that you have added which is not very necessary. You can delete that portion, and if something which you think can be added in order to make your content better, you can add that thing as well, and therefore taking a break is necessary. so that you can rethink about the direction that you decided while preparing the outline of the report. And on the basis of that direction only, you will edit your first draft. You will add or delete something that you have already written in your report. See, this time you are not looking at different sources. You are looking at only one piece of paper, that too written by yourself. This time it is possible to think it in one direction and understand what are the things which are important and should be there, and what are the things which are not important and should not be there. Accordingly, you can take action and edit your first draft. So basically, the step 6 is to make major changes in the first draft and polish it for the final submission. And therefore, after step 6, your report is ready for the final submission. But can you go ahead and submit it? No. Step 7 is still pending. Step 7 is proofread your report. This is a step which will always be there in any type of writing. Whatever you are writing an essay, you are writing a report, you are writing a blog, you are writing a case study, you are preparing a PowerPoint presentation. In any case, you should always proofread your paper before the final submission. Now, you will say, why should I proofread the paper if I have already made changes in step 6 and polished my report for the final submission? See, step 6 is not about proofreading. Step 6 is about making major changes in your first draft. But step 7 is not about making major changes. It's only about looking for the minor mistakes, for example, a spelling error, a grammar error, some kind of formatting error. So you can correct those small minor mistakes in step 7 before the final submission. Once you have proofread your paper, your report is ready for the final submission. You can go ahead and submit it. So guys, this was all about report writing. We discussed what is a report, what are the different types of report, what is the structure of a report, and what are the different steps that you need to follow in order to write a good report. I hope I have been able to explain this in a clear manner. If you have any kind of suggestions or feedback, please mention it in the comment box. Also, please like the video and subscribe it. And if possible, please share it with your colleagues or students or friends, so that they can also get to know about how to write a good report. We shall again meet in the next video on a different topic. Till then, keep reading, keep writing. Thank you so much for watching.